What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video of the Point After Podcast. Here today discussing Alabama versus Arkansas. Alabama's second road game of the 2022 season. Arkansas coming off a heartbreaking loss to Texas A&M in Dallas. They are now in wounded warrior mode, as Josh Pate calls it, where they're just, at this point, if they want any chance of winning the SEC West, they're going to have to win out. And beating Alabama gets them basically half a game behind Texas A&M, where Texas A&M would have the tiebreaker in a head-to-head situation. Luckily, Alabama will place Texas A&M next week. But before we get to that, we're going to have to talk about this game. Now, this game right here, for those of you that don't know, I grew up in Alabama. I still live in Alabama. I'm 25 years old. I am an Alabama fan. But saying that, I've seen Alabama at their best. I've seen Alabama when they were 6-7, losing to UL Monroe back in 2007 or 2006. I know when there's a good Alabama football team, and I know when there's one that's not as great. And right now, Alabama is not as great. And Arkansas being pissed off coming off of a loss against Texas A&M, with at this point, if you lose to Alabama, you lose to Alabama. It's the same situation as Texas A&M last year. There's nothing to lose for Arkansas. Everything is on the table here. That scares me. It also scares me because, sorry for the audio jump. It scares me because Arkansas has nothing to lose, truly. And Alabama has not played great at all. And I mean, have not played great. I texted my dad on Saturday and I said, Alabama looks like they're out there playing backyard football, just freelancing, hoping shit works. And it honestly is not pretty to see. We saw when they went and played Texas, they were all discombobulated. Had, 10 penalties, 15 penalties for 100 yards. You want to talk about self-inflicted wounds? Bryce Young was under pressure all day in that game. They were averaging 6.7 yards per carry, but Jace McClellan did have an 81-yard touchdown run. It was, I think, one of the only touchdowns of the game. I think there was only 3. And they were 5 for 15 on third downs. Those stats are not going to win you a game on the road against Arkansas. Arkansas, against Texas A&M, they went 3 and out, turnover, 3 and out. This was Texas A&M's offense against Arkansas's defense. 3 and out, turnover, 3 and out, blocked, or big play, and then they scored a touchdown. And that was right after, or right before the strip, or the fumble, and then the handoff, and the 80-something yard touchdown run that ultimately put Texas A&M to win that game. Texas A&M may have won the game, but they didn't deserve to win that game. Arkansas outplayed Texas A&M in every facet of the game. Arkansas should have won that game. You take away that scoop and score, you take away that missed field goal at the end of the game, Arkansas lost that game. Texas A&M did not win it. Arkansas lost it. There's a big difference there. Some of you will understand that. Most of you, if I reach deep, dark Alabama fans here, they are probably going to come in my throat. But there's a big difference in winning and losing a game. Losing a game and getting beat. Arkansas got beat. Now, last 5 Alabama road games, another thing that concerns me is a 2-point win on the road at Florida, 3-point loss at Texas A&M, a 40-point win against Mississippi State last year, a 2-point win against Auburn, another game that they probably should not have won. Auburn just basically ran out of everything in the tank. And then a 1-point win against Texas, where same situation. Alabama did not deserve to win that game, but they did, however. Now, keep in mind, again, I am an Alabama fan, and I'm trying to be unbiased here. Those are 2 games. Their last 2 road games, they did not deserve to win, yet they did. Now, with that, Arkansas is averaging over 100 more rushing attempts than they are passing the ball game. Now, with that, Arkansas and Alabama in big games want to run the football. This could be a very low scoring, like 34 or 20 top game. And I think if Alabama wins, that's what the score is going to be. But I will say that Arkansas, although they're running the ball 200 times a game, they're allowing 302 passing yards on the season per game. So Alabama going in with the same mindset as Arkansas were, hey, we want to run the football. If you look at their traditional big games where at conference games, or even Cincinnati in the playoffs last year, where a lot's on the line, Alabama wants to establish a run game, and they want to ground and pound. They want to assert their dominance on you. Arkansas is not a team that you're going to be able to just push around and assert your dominance and things of that nature. Arkansas is a really good team. Drew Sanders has 6 sacks. That's number one NCAA at this point. They're only allowing 99 rushing yards per game. And keep in mind, like they haven't played Utah State and ULM and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's pretty good. They're a lot better than they used to be. I'll say that instead of being pretty good. But they've played Texas A&M. They've played Cincinnati. They've played South Carolina. And South Carolina, I think their passing yards allowed games kind of skewed because it was really South Carolina's desperate attempt to make a comeback in that game where they threw all over the field in the second half. But I mean, Arkansas just straight whooped them up and down the field. I think they ran that ball like 50, 60 times in that game. It's unreal. But to me, in this game, if Arkansas wants to win, you're going to have to get pressure on Bryce Young. You're going to have to. Alabama struggled with pass protection all season. If you want any chance of winning this game, let Drew Sanders go have a field day. Seriously, just let him loose. Or maybe have that number 10 set in the box and just spy on Bryce. Lock up and play man. Alabama has no wide receiver this year that has just come on and made an overwhelming impact where you're like, wow, that's the next great Alabama wide receiver. Jermaine Burton's been quiet as hell. Trayshawn Holden, Prentice. I don't know if JoJo Earl will be back. Tyler Harrell's still out. Like, lock up and play man. Come get us. That's what you're going to have to do if you're Arkansas. And then chew clock. You're going to have to establish the run game. KJ Jefferson's been very, very efficient. He's only got 30 incompletions on the year. 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, 941 yards. KJ Jefferson can beat us with your arm, but if Alabama forces you to be one-dimensional, you can throw all that out the window. If you're Alabama, make it a shootout. Score as many points as you freaking can because you're going to force Arkansas to throw the ball. Like I just said, if Alabama can force Arkansas to be one-dimensional with throwing the ball, Alabama can win this. Now, if you're Alabama, again, make it a shootout. Go 5 wide and just let Bryce Young have a field day. Let Bryce Young play 7-on-7. That's what this game has to come down to. Alabama, when he's back there, Bryce, when he's back there, when he's comfortable, when he can make all kinds of ridiculous plays, he can put the ball where it needs to go. He's just got to hope his receivers can catch it. He got no help against Texas. So that, to me, is the difference maker in this ball game is can Arkansas maintain a close game or can Alabama just blow them out of the water? If you want to win, if you're Alabama, you got to score a lot of points because Arkansas, if you let Arkansas hang around, they could bite you in the end. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. We went up over 30 last week. I want to see if we can break that this week and hit 200. But thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comment section how you guys see this game going. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys in the comments.